welcome back to the channel. So we're leaving Mississippi right now, headed to Alabama. I hunted there last year in the Talladega National Forest and didn't have any luck. I did find a bird, so we're hoping that that bird is still there, or other birds in the same area. So it seemed like a good spot. If not, I got a couple of other places I'm going to check out. And I also saw last year one place where I saw some sign. So I'm looking for some luck in Alabama like I had here in Mississippi.
Well, another beautiful sunrise. Unfortunately, I'm hearing no gobbles where I'm at. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. Never been here. Frustrating. So many hunters here. There's the one going right there, driving down the road. So I'm not too terribly far away from the road, but it's pretty. Should be a nice day. Should maybe get a little bit too warm today for late March. But I keep on trucking.
Well, interesting thing just happened. Where I saw that hen cross the road back there. I went in there and, of course, couldn't do anything with her. And I was going back to my truck, and the landowner across the road, stopped and started talking to me and gave me some intel. He says that they actually roost kind of near where that hen crossed the road, and a little bit closer to where, of all people, the hunting public, Zach's car, and maybe Ted's with him, who knows, where they're parked. So basically, between where I saw that hen and where they were parked, about 200 yards down the road, is where they roost. So obviously Zach and the hunting public guys know that place as well. And then the landowner said he talked to somebody from Indiana just recently, and I bet it was them. If I was a betting man. But anyway, so they're not gobbling at all. I mean, even the landowner said that they're not gobbling yet. It's gonna be really hard to get on them. So I'm gonna try to come back this afternoon and roost those birds. And hopefully the landowner is correct, and then I'll have somewhere to start in the morning. But I'll drive around a little bit more, go somewhere where I can get some cell service, check in with the family and whatnot, and maybe social media stuff. And I may just go back to the campsite, take a nap. So, yeah, I hate to waste some hunting time, but I just don't think it's going to happen today. Maybe tomorrow. I mean, I think the weather's going to get progressively better, so at least that's what I'm banking on. Hope so. All right, going into where this local said I should come. Trying to figure out which way he said to go. I think he said to go up here to the right. That's where they may be roosting. Or maybe it could be down here just along this creek. But I guess there's actually two creeks here. One goes that way and one goes that way. Probably a pretty good place for a roost location. Just saw the hunting public dudes again. Or at least I saw their car. They're not far. They're in a different spot. No, actually not far from where I was just a minute ago. But we're going to go up in here and
See if we hear anything. We'll stay here till dark. Straight ahead. Two of them. So, finally heard some Alabama gobbling. So, back over here, there's a bench. I found real nice. I heard a gobbler way over there gobble. Then I heard one over here gobble. So I got up, come over here to listen. Actually, I think I got up to call so I could listen over this edge, this ledge, this drop off. And then, of course, right on top of that bench was a gobbler. He must have saw me and flew across right through here. Went down there, and it's probably one of the ones gobbling right down there. I didn't know he was there. He never gobbled unless he was the one that gobbled and he flew all the way over. Unless he was the one that gobbled there and flew all the way over to that hill and then hopped and flew again to get to his roosting place. So I can see if I can get him to gobble one more time. Yep. I don't know if y'all can hear that. It's definitely two. Well, putting some to bed, not exactly roosted. I don't know exactly what tree they're in, but at least I know where two are in the morning. Good morning, folks. It's day, what's this day? Day 4 of 2020 turkey season. Let's see, it's March 26th. I'm in Alabama still. I put a few birds to bed last night. Have a pretty good idea where they're at. Right alongside of some private property. Actually, the guy I talked to yesterday, right next to his property. So I'm basically going to skirt his property line on up to where I think the turkeys are roosted. Try to get in close. I think this is the earliest I've ever gotten up to get to a spot, because there's so many people here. I mean, I don't think anybody probably would have beat me to this particular spot, but I wasn't going to take those chances since yesterday morning was unreal. Every gate practically had a truck at it. And so I wasn't going to take my chances today. And so this public land stuff, I've done it in the past, but it's just not my favorite thing. I really do not like getting up this early. I mean, right now it's 3:40 in the morning, and I've already taken a shower and everything. That tells you I've been up a while. Actually, somebody left the campsite at like 2, probably a hunter. Where they were going, who knows, but that woke me up, and I really couldn't go back to sleep after that. So another glorious thing about tents, you hear everything. So all right, I'm hoping I get some luck with these birds in the morning, or this morning, and I'll get in tight. that other way was basically a big drop off. Wasn't a cliff, but certainly something I don't even want to go down. But I could walk this down here. So it takes you down to a bigger creek than the one that's right over here. See, I think one of them was roosted right in here. The other one was roosted back up that way. And he was gobbling in that general direction right there. But he's since shut up. I think the last one thing I heard gobble was back this way. So I guess that's where they're at. Now, the question is, should I go bebop down in there and risk getting busted? Can't go the way I just can't go up here and down. It's too steep. I could walk that pretty easily right there. Well, the people who own the private land adjacent to this public just shot 3 times, so I hope that means they hit it. Usually when you shoot 3 times, you missed first and second. Maybe even the third. So it's a pretty area back in here. Real pretty, and I think the turkey was roosted right back in here. I don't know if it's the one they shot. They shot right back in there 3 times. A real nice little bottom right here, creek bottom. So I imagine this is where they would be, but I haven't seen anything. Haven't even busted a bird. I did bust a hen actually on the roost in the dark. Well, at first light. Didn't like my initial position, so I moved a little bit and then busted her out of the tree. And she flew back this way. So I don't know if it's worth coming back in here tomorrow or not, but at least I found a path and a little easier way of getting in here. So anyways, those shots kind of made my decision for me about moving on. At least go a little bit further over. And where I know there's a trail I can walk. Maybe I'll get on. Can find a bird over there, but it's hard to find these birds in this type of terrain. I mean, look at the hill behind me there. Having to go up and down that kind of stuff is no fun. You could be in really good shape to do that. I'm not in that good a shape. So, try to find an easier way. Still waiting on the first gobble. Crows are going off. I've called a few times. Slow up to 7:30. I'm back that way where the camera's pointing. There's a creek about 300 yards, 400 yards. So, not too terribly far. If they actually gobbled, I'm pretty sure I'd hear them. And right out here, there's a dust bowl. Very fresh. Probably from yesterday. Feathers, hen tracks. No gobbler tracks, but Where there's a hen, there should be a gobbler. I'm going to give it a little bit more time, and I'm going to drive around some. I've never been here before, so this is a total shot in the dark. But at least I found some sign. So something's better than nothing's. We're sitting here for a little bit at least. But it's very warm and humid down here in South Alabama. I'm supposed to get up to like 86 today later. I'm going to be out of here by then though. I'm not hunting that. Sweat my fanny off. I can go home and do that. Besides, this is my last day. My last day of my hunting license. I only got a 3-day. Well, in South Alabama now. Haven't heard a peep. Camped out on some turkey sign here, dust bowl. Looks really fresh. Hen tracks, but no gobbler tracks. Waiting to hear a gobble. One thing about South Alabama compared to northern Alabama, it's a lot more humid. I'm walking on flat land and I'm sweating. Reminds me of home though. I'm sure it's what's going to be like this weekend when I get finally hunting my home turf. Tomorrow morning, be back in the swamp. So, great thing about that, I know where the birds are there. Here it's a little harder to say the least. I'll sit here a little bit longer and then I'll move on. Just finally heard some gobbling. Got 2 close encounters with hens. And I just moved to a little bit better position where after the second hen made an appearance. And I thought she'd gone far enough away so she wouldn't see me. No, she saw me. She flew up. I think she's still up in that tree over there. The gobbler's coming from back this way. He's gobbled several times, but maybe gobbled at me once or twice. He's not real interested, so I moved here, kind of thinking that's where the hen was walking through here, and maybe the path he's going to take. So I wanted to get down here a little closer. I think there's 2 gobblers out this way. One has gobbled several times, one has gobbled only a few times. And then off this direction, there was a gobbler who gobbled several times. He's actually the reason I'm here. I'm trying to cut him off because I thought he was going this direction after my first encounter with a hen. But really haven't heard him. Well, my luck, he was actually going back the way I was. But they're not real fired up, so it's hard to do much with them. But it's pretty in here. Done a recent burn too. So nice sign. A lot of scratching back behind me too. So I'm gonna just set this out and wait. Hopefully the gobbler didn't hear her bug out. So we'll see. If not, maybe another one from my left. This way. Will come in. She wouldn't have bothered them or boogered them up. She could have boogered the one up that was gobbling several times. She kind of flew that direction. But like I said, I think she's up in a tree. I knew I didn't want to do that because I was afraid she would fly that way, and sure enough she did. Oh,